So, also to add to that conversation, what kind of how that lands for me for being a seasoned agent is that even those of us who've been around a long time need to brush up on certain things that we may have worded them in a certain way about this team or the way that our conversations or just to make sure that we're not doing something incorrectly, and also be aware of that they have people out there calling us when we have rentals to pose as a potential renter, and you better be careful and know exactly what you can say and what not to say, so you don't get accidentally in trouble. Right?
It's so true, especially about emotional support or other types of support, animals which are not pets. So even if there's a pet policy, they do not apply. And it's interesting, like you can get dinged by the MLS for putting something is not in walking distance and get a little ding, but yet the car forms still say things like family room. I think they still say master.
They do, because yeah.
Well, and the Zillow and Redfins, I believe, still give walk scores.
Yeah, so.
Well, I'm not talking about the different word like master and private, that's all nonsense.
But walking distance and not walking distance have to do with disability. Familial status is a fair housing issue. So when you say family room, and that's in the car forms.
And the same with master bedroom too, so that's why.
And it has to do with race.
No, I know, but to what point do we or do we have to redo the whole English language so that somebody?
Well, we're not talking about redoing the English language, but we're talking about making sure that we're not using language that is offensive to someone else. And it's not our fault to make. At this point, yeah.
I'm just saying this, my opinion.
Yeah, my point was just that it's very confusing because you're trying to follow these rules. The MLS is dinging you if you're not following the language that they want, but yet the car forms that we use every day don't follow those. So it is
Actually, I wanted to get Rich to weigh on since he's here, right, Rich? I think we.
Yes. I had unmuted. I was waiting for the conversation to end.
I know.
I don't know. Was Rob speaking? I don't know who was speaking.
David Hibb was speaking earlier. Yeah.
Okay. To his point, NAR has a great exercise that I suggest that all of you take, and it's called Fair Haven. And it goes through exercises of different scenarios and how some things might look different or might be perceived as a fair housing issue. I encourage everybody to take that. It takes about 20 minutes. It doesn't really take that long, but it is a great exercise to do, and it's very informative. It's called Fair Haven. Go to nar.org. Everybody is right. It's strange during Fair Housing Month. I've gotten 2 emails from people about somebody wants to file a discrimination thing. How do we do it? And there is a link and it I can put it in the chat if you have clients who think they've been discriminated against on how to file a fair housing complaint. Go ahead.
Is that filed at the board level, at the state level, or
it's filed federally? It's filed through HUD.
Through HUD.
Yeah. So
and there's no disciplinary piece to both CAR at DRE or.
Well, you can file through if you're talking realtor to realtor, you can file through your local association as it's an ethical violation, obviously. But the 2 instances that came up were sellers discriminating against buyers. So there would be no outlet at a local association for that.
And oh, sorry.
Yeah, I was just wondering if Rich knew, but you're saying it's from on a national level through NAR, since the California laws are actually more stringent than federal laws. Does CAR have something similar? Just because there's more to know, I think, in California, is there?
Not really. I wouldn't say, yes, there are 13 versus 22 protected classes. But I think discrimination is discrimination, and you know it when you see it, and or hear it. And I think that CAR is going to direct you to NAR's, fair housing, because they really do a great job.
NAR does. Yeah.
NAR does, yeah.
That's great. Thank you for bringing that resource to us. I think that's, I can do that simulation. It's fantastic.
Yeah, and is Rachel on the line? Because she was gonna talk
No,
about the
but there was
classes.
a slide just previous to that of some seminars you guys can attend virtually. We missed the car event, which was last night. But that is in the chat. I believe that Tati put it in the chat if you want to go to any of those virtual programs. And just a quick preview announcement. We're gonna have our diversity picnic on June the 10th, 12 to 3. More details to come, but if you're interested in being on the planning committee, we would love for you to join us. You can contact me,
That's
Tracy,
fun.
or Rachel.
Last year's
It was very fun.
So,
I think you've got a question in the back.
some game shows, I think.
Same point. The rules are the rules. And I think what happens sometimes also is that there are people out there that are looking for people to step up. So I've seen it with peers where they were talking about, oh, I hope that the sellers hope that a gay person gets this listing. And they ended up using their license, right?
Wow.
Yeah, there are predatory aspects to this. There, every time there has been, when the little dog loophole came
Yeah,
up,
like
when
David.
it came up, it cost us 10 grand,
Yeah.
right? It was a someone doing a lease, and the lessee said, oh, I have sport animal, and because the ad said no pets, right? No pets allowed. And so he said, oh, the agent said, oh, let me ask the owner. And the owner said, no pets allowed, right? And he came back and said, the owner said, it doesn't matter, it's no, he can't have any pets, blah, blah, blah. And that person was predatory in the fact that they were going around doing this several times, and they joined a class action suit, and we wound up having to pay like 10 grand just to have it.
Just remember, an emotional support animal
And
is not a pet
too. So I had to pay.
in California.
It's like a 20.
Not a pet.
That's exactly.
Rich sent out a document last week that, I think
I
it
was
was,
just gonna say that, yeah.
that talked about that, and that's where we had both read it, and she had read that part before I did. That,
When you guys can send it out again one more time, and I'll for sure.
Rich, can you send that document out again?
I got it somewhere. I'll post it in the.
Yeah. Yeah, and we'll try to send it out again also. Yeah.
Sorry, quick one. So should we just say animals from now on and never say the word pet? Sorry, I'm just.
No, there's a
They're
difference.
two different things.
Yeah, no,
A pet's a pet.
it's just once someone says that is an emotional support
Animal.
or yeah.
A service, if they're emotional support,
You
or
can't even ask them for documents.
Oh, okay.
they're not pets, so the whole thing about pets doesn't apply because they're not considered pets.
When can you say pets?
When they're pets?
When they're pets.
No, it's not.
No. It's a very convoluted.
Right.
Yeah, because they're not considered to be a pet.
Identifies as
Yeah. Even if it's condo that doesn't allow pets, even if.
So you can't reject the tenant based on that thing. You can reject them because they don't qualify, because of their financials or credits, whatever, right? But you can't reject them because of that one thing.
Yeah, you can never say no, service.
Yeah.
No service animals.
So you put call.
I
Right.
always say
Right.
call, yes. Always say
That doesn't mean that the seller needs to prove that, it just
Yeah.
means that this is based on that.
Okay.
Yep,
There are certain questions you can ask, but they're very, very limited, and I think they were in Rich's email.
they were.
There were, I'm looking for it now.
And unfortunately, and this is, you know, it's a difficult thing from a landlord perspective, you have to take the service animal or the emotional support animal. But if that animal causes a disturbance within the building, a landlord can say that they have to get a different animal, which is,
I wonder if there's one on what type of animals are allowed as.
that's actually, that was in that was what I was interested in, because that was actually in Rich's thing as well. Because some insurance companies actually, most insurance companies limit the breeds that people can have that are insurable. You can't have pit bulls, you can't have, some are German Shepherds, Rottweilers, Akitas, King Corsos. And some of these dogs are emotional support animals, especially staffies. I mean, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
And,
So it has to be a dog. It can't be-
no, it could, no, it actually, it's all in this email. It's really
I'm
informative.
sorry, we have way too much to cover today, but.
Yeah, it's all in there.
Okay, you're right, we're not here to, Rich, thank you so much, for starting the pot. Thanks for going and all. Let's move forward. It's the real thing, and you need to have this information. That's why we deliver it to you.
That's right.
But next, Tati, we get to. Well, we did that, there we go, and classes. Let's run through these, Tati. Rich, voting for SAR members only. Some of our offices are Southland Regional, and some of them are Greater Los Angeles. The memberships, as you know, Rich is the president of Southland Regional. So this pertaining to the members of Southland Regional. Rich, you want to tell us about this?
Yes, last year, there was a task force that looked at the bylaws of Southland Regional. Currently, there are 23 members on the board of directors. Along with changing the size of the board of directors to 15 or 16, they also changed the number of past presidents. The only thing that needs to be voted on is reducing the size of the actual board from 23 to 16. And that vote is happening right now. I encourage you to vote. Please, if you're an SRAR member, please go and vote. Vote for this, and I appreciate it because we made this change, and there's some old school that want to keep it the way it is. The thing about it is Greater Los Angeles, I think their board is 14, 15. Most association boards are smaller, and it's easier to get decisions made by a smaller group of people. It's, being nimble, and we think this is a great move forward for our association. So I appreciate it.
I trust your opinion on this, right? I trust your opinion on this. So.
Oh, thank you.
Also, thank you, sir. All right, next. Upcoming classes. Morning show. It's a winner every day. Get on there.
Get on there. Come on, y'all.
My
Let's
only
do this
disappointment
stuff.
with the morning show is that everyone who is in this room and everyone on Zoom is not on it, right?
Nope.
Because it is, it's worth every moment of it.
I see Josephine, she was on this morning. It's
Josephine
the line
is
on this
the,
morning.
is the
And
It's the
Christina.
spine of that.
She is fine. She is fine. She keeps us straight.
Yep, I agree. All right, next is. Christina, command, capture more leads, is tomorrow. Keep every lead and follow up with the leads. I think everybody should be, refresher course on this. Command overview, on the 17th, which is Monday. Then strengthening relationships on Tuesday, followed by potential buyers and sellers on Wednesday. Bring it all, Christy. This is for everyone, not just the prime primer. It is for everyone. Jump in there, cherry pick if you want. If you need your, if you need a little boost in a particular area, Christy has a high level conversation about each one of these modules.
Hey Joey, can I ask you a quick question? Are the links being emailed to access those classes?
Every day in the update email every day, there is a link to the Ignite classes. And you will be, once you click on that link, if you have not registered before, you will be asked to put your email in. Just put your email in and you can go from there. Then you have full access to all the classes every day.
Awesome, thanks.
My pleasure. Next is, I would say technology maybe. And that is tomorrow's email signatures and social posts, working in the design environment of Command. Then DocuSign 201, which is, I encourage everybody to get as far as they can with DocuSign knowledge, because we're going to push you to a further point in the next few weeks. We're going to even push your knowledge even further to give you more usage of DocuSign as a virtual transactional environment. And then we get to Monday, command overview, listing and landing pages on Tuesday, which I just got some really great information on the morning show about the landing pages and how to use them in your open houses. And then database overview on Wednesday. You can literally create a landing page for one of your listings. Create a QR code to that landing page, post that QR code at your open house, have instead of using a paper printout, you have the QR code. The QR code takes them to the landing page. The landing page gathers their information, and you can sign in, get the transfer of information, and you have a new thank you, Delano. You have a new person to contact in your database. Bam, bam, bam. Right? Okay, that's my teaser. Get on those classes. Rich, you have a
I do. I have a class today at 4, and I apologize that my last 2 classes have been SRA or member heavy, but they're doing an MLS change. So if you are a member of SRAR, please attend this class this afternoon. It is because CRMLS, which we switch our MLS to CRMLS May 1st. Requires that you register listings in order to exclude them. So it's really important that you attend this class and know how to do it. Remember that once you get a listing signed, you have 2 days to exclude it or put it in the MLS. If it's been publicly marketed, say it's been publicly marketed while you excluded it. That happened to an agent in my Calabasas office. They had 1 day to put it in. They had no choice but to put it in the MLS. They had one day. Once it's publicly marketed, you have to put it in the MLS within 1 day, or it's a violation of clear cooperation. But 4 o'clock today.
Thank you, Rich. Is GLAR lagging on this, or they already do it that way, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to know if we were behind, well, not we, but yeah, the GLAR was behind or in front of this process. Okay,
No, they
great.
just, I mean, the MLS does it, but the MLS also has this thing called private. It's, yeah, so I think they're getting around clear cooperation using this private network thing.
Yeah, there were a lot of people that their clients wanted to continue to work in an off-market way. So they created a privacy listing that doesn't have the address, but will show up on the MLS as privacy so that you can actually market it outside of your brokerage while being.
I think that NAR is gonna catch up to that, but you know, they have other problems right now with the Department of Justice. So that's really not on their radar right now, but it is. And once again, if you don't have a listing agreement, you can market that thing off market all you want, but that you are not protected if another agent goes up to your seller and says, hey, I've got a buyer. I hear, you know, you want to sell your house. I have a buyer. I'll bring your buyer and you pay me the commission. Nothing protects you. So, so that's that.
Thank you, sir, as usual. Next is Core Services, Andy.
Hi, everybody. Just a quick update. I sent out a mass email last week about the announcement on the CalHFA program. It came to a screeching halt pretty darn quick. Long story short, let's not necessarily count it totally out. It has been paused. The initial $300 million that was allocated for it has been essentially earmarked for roughly 2,300 buyers. There is talk about additional funds going into this program. We don't know when, we don't know how much. There's some numbers being thrown out of 500 million. There's numbers of up to $1 billion potentially. We just don't know when or what it looks like, but it's a good conversation piece. We had a feeling it was going to go quick. It did. It's on pause. Quick market update. CPI numbers came out today. The headline number year over year is down from 6% to 5%. We've mentioned May 10th as a date to keep your eye on. That is when April's inflation read comes out. This is when experts anticipate we should start to see the train roll downhill from an interest rates perspective standpoint. So May 10th, it's coming up quick. Inflation is headed in the right direction. There's a couple of laggards and so forth, but the economy is certainly slowing. So happy to be a resource. I'm here if you want to see marketing stuff, buy versus rent. Once these interest rates come down, I feel like we're going to be back in a stampede situation. So that's all I got.
Could we maybe next week talk a little bit about how to have the lending conversation with our sellers, right? I think buyers get it, right? I think buyers are back and buyers are coming back strong. You know, Joseph, his listing, he had seven offers. I've heard others with 10 or 12. You know, the buyers are back. It's how do we get sellers off the fence? And part of why sellers are still, you know, hanging on to their properties is why would I want to leave my 3% loan to get into a 6.5%, 7% loan, right? So maybe we can work on developing a dialogue for sellers.
Sure. I mean, it goes both ways for buyers and sellers, right? You sit on the fence waiting for this crash or whatever for rates to come down or values to come down, which is not happening, right? We're seeing the opposite. Every single client I've seen, like 18 offers, 25 offers, 27 offers, we're there. So the same goes for sellers too, right? There is certainly a pool of buyers that are waiting on the fence. do it now or you wait for rates to come down. So yeah, we can certainly do that. I will be there in person next week.
Getting a premium on the sale.
Yeah.
Also. Sure. All right, great. Thank you, Andy.
Can I ask
Yeah.
a question we talked about? The CalHFA program, since there's a chance that it might come back, or maybe they'll come up with other programs, should we still be encouraging people to do the education piece? And if so, how long after they do that is it good for?
That is a good question. I would encourage anybody that is interested or would qualify for any down payment assistance program. CalHFA has another down payment assistance program. It's not just the Dream for All. There's another program that does a 3% down payment. It's conventional financing, but also you can cover closing costs on it too. So there's other options. I would say if anybody's interested in any sort of assistance program, absolutely do the education. I will find out how long the education is good for. I'm not sure about the expiration date. If somebody does it now, is it good for 6 months or what? So I'll double check on that.
Thank you, Andy.
Yeah.
All right, next is Ben. How are you today?
Good. How are you guys? Hey, Andy, I think it's 60 days for the education piece. So just FYI. Yeah, the market's crazy, guys. I don't know what to say. I mean, everything that's been on the market has just been flying off the shelf. So again, if you guys need help with some data, farming, marketing, please reach out. Here for you guys. Once again, congrats to everybody that was at the awards. Good to see everybody, and congrats to all the winners. And finally, regarding property taxes already done, but personal taxes, you need an extension. You got to file that before the 18th, which will move you to the 16th of October. But other than that, here for you guys. Let me know.
Hey there, Ven. I had a quick question. Jen
Yes.
Monroe. Hi, nice to see you the other day. And
Yes.
this might be for everyone or someone who could answer this. I have a client who I'm gonna have it as a pocket for now, but potentially coming to the market. But she has some questions about, how the taxes would work and what it would look like. She has some questions around that, and I was trying to figure out who the best person to direct her for that would be.
What kind of taxes in terms of like property taxes or transfer taxes? What are we talking about here?
I mean, she just said taxes in general, like how much taxes she would be, like basically wants to know how much like she would end up pocketing once it was all said and done. And obviously, she doesn't know.
The CPA is the best person for that, for sure, because it really relates to her personal taxes and how much she's going to make and all of that. But it's capital gains, any problem.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I know she had some questions around like, what what's the exchange called again? Like if she buys a new property, the 1030.
1031, yeah.
1031
exchange.
It only applies to
Investment property.
It doesn't apply to personal properties. So if this is an investment property that she's selling, whatever capital gains, which is not which was any proceeds above her down payment and expenses over time, then it really it's whatever's left in her pocket.
Well, could she consider, because she's Airbnb a part of it, and she's actually not living at the property currently, she moved up to SLO. Would it still be considered investment property or no?
2 years.
She needs to speak with her CPA because they need to have been depreciating the property as an investment property for 2 years on her tax returns and not claiming it as her primary residence. And that's probably something you would know.
Yeah. So if that's true, then she can do a 1031 exchange, and that's a tax deferment program that she can take advantage of to buy another property of greater value. right?
We had a great guy come in a couple of years ago who's
Right.
was a CPA that spoke about this exact type of thing. I think the last name is
that
like
again.
B or something.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
1031 exchange guys and CPAs, but
He's a CPA.
but have her speak to her CPA.
Got
Right.
it. Okay, thanks, guys. Bye.
No worries. Okay, all right, next. David, are you on there? Thinks he's on a 30-second lag. David, no, there you go, he's not. All right, next is birthdays or new agents. Congratulate, oh, all right. There were a few agents that were not able to attend the award ceremony that I wanted to make sure that we acknowledge in person, and I was able to get them there, get them here. We'll start from the bottom up, and the first one is Joseph Lee, who received the bronze award. Joseph, there you go. All right. Okay, next. Oh, okay, all right.
You need it for you to step and repeat.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay, okay. Come on. All right, you stay right there. All right, next is the person I'm looking at right now, who's not looking at me, is Tiffany Park. Who got a gold award. Come on.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, all right. Well, you're gonna do it where you can. And then there's David Hitt, who we're very proud of. Hugs first. Yeah.
And I have to get a picture, look at how.
Snap on you, David.
How great he looks
I
now.
put a little extra now. What did it look like?
Because he's more.
Thank you. All right, next is one of our top 5 teams and an amazing leadership in the office. And the both of them bring so much energy and resources and support to all of us.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Where we going? Which direction we going?
I don't know. Here, we'll back up this way.
All right.
One on each side. Make it Joey stand there.
I'll take it. All right, hold on, come on. All right.
Yeah.
You guys wanna take this or you want me to?
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Means so much to me.
Next is someone who started here at this office as a new agent and has grown her business year over year. And I think she entered the top 10 last year or 2 years ago. Two, is that the two? And this year, last year she did so well that she was the 4th highest producer in this. That's the name.
And she gets the best dressed award.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, maybe Christina was.
You want to get a full length?
Who are the people that you're pointing out? We couldn't hear the names.
Beautiful, amazing.
Oh, and he missed. I said skip over.
Yes, you did it on purpose.
Yeah, I did it on purpose, because this is. Oh, it's
My
me.
goodness.
Sorry. Come on, get out of there. All right, this is our here. Who is someone who started last year and Kaylin, I had the opportunity to help Kaylin in her journey a little bit. Kaylin has a really great sense of it all, right? She would fill out RPAs, and I would look them over, and her innate sense of the contract and the information. I think she was probably doing her homework before she even got to me, and she would come up with these really clean RPAs every time. And she also was very, she had opportunities that she took full advantage of in listing and selling some properties in a very far away place. And so for that, she was our highest producer last year. Congratulations, Kaylin. Yeah, everybody's seeing you for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold the word up. Oh, sure.
Get your hands all over it. You gotta say, you gotta see the.
Amazing.
Just follow. Get her. Take care. Cool. And last but not least is someone who I've been working with. Oh, gosh, it's a double digits now, right? Yeah, it's gonna be 15. Something like that. 10, 15 years. And has been a great friend, a great mentor, and an inspiration for me personally, but is also someone who is always up for, he's always up to help. His door is always open for anyone, and has been a great support for a lot of people in the office. And additionally has been, John Maxwell's The Law of the Lid, where, your top producers raise you up. We are so lucky to be surrounded by all of these top producers. And at the very pinnacle of that is Pete Bonnecourt. And we've already given him this.
Yeah. Can you talk about his philanthropy?
Yeah, I was gonna get into that. So. he donates part of every. He donates a part of every one of his transactions to KW Cares, KW Larchmont Cares, and so we're very, very great idea. Thank you. It was special. Oh, for sure. We're gonna get it out there. Absolutely. Find out loud is thunder.
Right.
And Tricia, 20 years as a partner in any relationship is difficult. And something special. And to, it needs to be acknowledged, the teamwork folks who love to grow every year.
Yeah.
Thank you, Paula. All right, next is, did I forget anything there? Okay, good. Next is we welcome some new agents. Aaron Wilson, who I don't know who's here, but Phoebe Lee is. Say everybody. Phoebe's going to be working with Christina, and we are so happy to have you. Right? Next is birthdays. Christy Lindgren this week, Nash Carter, and Antron all have birthdays on Friday, it looks like. Isabella Aslan and Lori, you got a birthday coming up?
Lori, baby.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Lori. Happy birthday to you all. All right. Next is closed escrows for this week. You got Scott Keller on Kings Road. You got Byron Field on Chestnut. David Holly on Moore Park. Congratulations. And Christina Kim on Mariposa. What's that? You good? Congratulations. New escrows. Oh, I love when it gets like that. Oh, yeah, Maury and Laura have 2 new escrows that they've opened. Congratulations to you both. Heidi Davis on Dumont, also Bates Hennington on Mansfield. There's Josephine McReynolds on Orange, Kaylin with another one on Poppy Boulevard, Rachel and Tiffany on 11th Street, and Russell and Ann on Hewitt. I love seeing these partnerships and people working together to close deals. I love it. Also some closed leases. Pete did one on Vine. Gina's shown on Andrews Place, St. Andrews Place, and the Woodward team on Mansfield. Congratulations on your closed leases.
I'm sorry, I was excited. I saw Andrew Woodward somewhere.
He's here.
I don't.
I thought he was.
Oh,
He's hiding.
I missed him.
He's back in. All right, there's new listings. There's new listings, single family. We have Laura Anderson has a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. I think I just passed this at 1800 block of South Fairfax for 1.329. There's also on Grand Avenue has a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,580 square feet. Big one for $1,175,000. Tracy Pence, McCormick, and Sherman Oaks.
That price isn't right.
That price is not.
That may be why you're getting a lot of calls.
It's
1,495. That's 3-bedroom, 3-bath.
Yeah.
2,048 square feet.
Yep, detached 2-car garage, mature fruit trees in the back, big yard, fenced in privacy kind of thing. Really great.
It looks so polished. I thought it was a condo at first, right? It's
That
so,
was
it's very
just-
lovely. Done, done, done.
It looks really impressive when you come in. It looks really good.
Beautiful.
Then you're fine.
Nice. 1,495, right? Is that what you said? 1,495.
1,495.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
We have some leases coming up. Christina Kim has a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,336 square feet for 3,500 on Via Arbolo. Where is it?
Via Marisol in the Monterey Hills, right on the other side of Highland.
Yeah, I know. But
It's off the one.
congratulations.
Yeah.
See you there, so like, one second.
Montecito Heights, okay. Almost, sort of. Makes sense. Next, we have income properties. Michael Flanagan has a 4-unit on Cullen. It is 3 1-bedrooms, 1-bath, and 1 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 6,000 square foot lot for $1,199,000. Today we have Ray Gustalum. I always
It's gospel.
Gastelum.
It's okay, George.
I used, for some reason, the first time I put it in my phone, I put it in Gustafson or something like that.
I was wondering why you
I really messed it up. Yeah, yeah. So I have some issues. But Ray has been doing, we've been doing business with Ray for many years now.
Yeah.
And Ray started the company. So you want to talk about that a little bit, Ray?
How's everyone doing today?
Yeah.
I'm the guy that brought you Subway. I'm not making any suggestions, though. Nobody needs to go on a diet in here, okay? Maybe I do. As Joey was saying, my name is Ray Gastelum. I'm in the home inspection industry. Many of you may know me from a previous company that I was with before, with a much larger company, like general manager for a lot of years. Towards the beginning of COVID, I started to decide to branch off, start my own company with top inspectors only. And we took off and ran, especially during the beginning of COVID. I mean, the market was just there and we haven't stopped since. So out of all my years in the industry, I feel like I understand what works in this industry and what doesn't work at this point. Okay. And what works is having inspectors who know what they're talking about, but can also articulate it and explain it to your client that doesn't scare them out before you can say close the escrow. And that's really what it's about during home inspections. Okay. You can send anyone into a home in here because the home inspection industry is completely unlicensed. No licensing for it. Okay. Anybody could do an inspection in here, go in there, find a defect. How are you going to explain it to the client? That's what it's all about, guys.
I bring a lot of value to you. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Anyone could come in here and say, oh, call me for inspections. What type of value do I bring to you? We do residential, commercial, termite, mold, sewer scope. We do it all at the same time. I get you reports within 24 hours. Most of the time, same night or next morning at the latest, okay? I'm also very resourceful. It's at the end of the inspection where a lot of work comes in for you guys. You have to get additional inspectors or you need to get quotes and say foundation work or plumbing work. I'll get you those quotes. I've been known to be very resourceful for my clients. I'll help you point you in the right direction, steer you in the right direction. I bring a lot of value to you guys so you guys can do your job of being a real estate agent. Leave the rest up to us, okay? I've known Joey for a lot of years. I've known Joey ever since he had hair, okay? I appreciate the opportunity to speak in front of you guys. I work with a lot of portfolios. I mean, everywhere, literally. We do inspections all the way up in San Francisco. Granted, that was for an NBA player and the property was $22 million, but he went out there and did it. And all the way down to the San Diego border, okay? I've actually inspected, I see a couple of listing agents in here. One in particular right there where I've inspected their property. Josephine was actually just recent this past weekend. And they could speak and they could preach on how calm we keep the clients, explain it to them. Anything is wrong, anything could be wrong with the property, okay? We're in 2023 now, anything could be fixed, anything could be mitigated now, okay? It's about getting your client to that point, okay? I appreciate you guys, thank you so much, I'll be around after you. Thank you.
You know, one of the value adds that Ray has, in addition to everything else, is that he will go far outside of the Los Angeles County, right? You know, and whenever I have an agent looking for someone to do something in Riverside or San Bernardino and those kind of areas, it's hard to find somebody really that you trust. And
We actually love those areas, Orange County, Inland Empire, it's also loud over there.
Yeah.
Please send them north.
You'll be hovering around the subway. There you go. All right, next, sorry, Star, we'll get back on that. Tati, maybe?
That's contact info.
Oh, yeah, and he has cards, such. All right, what do you have next? Oh, good. You do good on time.
Are you wrapping it up? Next slide.
You ready?
Wait.
Because she's asking if we can go to the next.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
Thank you.
Okay, pocket listings coming soon. What do you guys got? Anybody? No one?
Keep my lease on Camellia in North Hollywood in mind. It's gonna be listed around 4,200 and I'll probably have it active towards the end of next week. So keep that in mind.
Excellent.
I have
As a
a,
whole.
so I have a lease listing on Mansfield between fourth and sixth. I think, yeah, between 4th and 6th. It's on Mansfield. It's 3rd Street Elementary. It's a nice 4-bedroom house, plus it's got an ADU. And it's going to be available starting next week. So if you've got someone looking in the Hancock Park area, 75.
7,500.
Wow, it's a good, right?
Yeah,
Is it a house? It's a house?
it's a house. It's a house with an ADU.
Wow.
Oh,
Why so low?
maybe I priced it wrong.
It will go quick. So call Christina.
So, yeah, so I had it on the market one time, about 2 years ago. We had a massive overflow of people. At that time, I priced it at 65, so we pumped it up. I don't know.
What's Charlotte?
Hey, you want to pay 75 and get a great deal, come talk to me, all right? It's not the worst.
We've got a great deal coming up.
Lorena has a great deal. coming up.
Tracy and I have in Delon is part of our team now. We have a great listing coming up near the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Mall. All of that area is going through a lot of redevelopment. This is incredibly priced. It's gonna come out at $639. Hello, 2 bedrooms, 2 bath. HOAs are $588, but there are amazing amenities and views from this building. Pool, spa, gym, movie theater, game room, it's fab. And that should be out in May, about May 15th. It's not huge. It's 1,140 square feet,
Great.
but the bedrooms are good size. Both of the bathrooms are full size, one interior to the primary, one out to the public. Kitchen is pretty fairly updated. I mean, the building's only 10 years old. So great opportunity.
Excellent. Anyone else coming soon? Pocket listings before we move on to wants and needs. Anybody online have any coming soon pocket listings that they want to talk about? Okay, well, let's move on to wants and needs. Or and fill the bucket.
I have, what, if anybody has done any transactions or single family homes in Montana, has any insight on how real estate.
Talk to Andy.
Andy, Christina.
Andy, Christina, the lender.
She has 2 houses there.
Okay.
And she's from there, and also Anna, thank
She
you,
has.
depending on where.
Yeah.
Well, Anna from our office is a realtor there as
Yeah.
well. She's,
Yeah, but I think Andy would. And.
no, she's in Montana, just she's not in Bozeman.
Knows the size of being a principal and all of
Yeah,
that.
she'll-
stuff. She's a good resource.
If you want to know about the market there, and
I think-
David has
I
referral
have
partners
referral
all over
partners
the
everywhere,
country.
that's my one thing, so, yeah.
Yeah, excellent.
Thank you.
I am
Alright.
happy to help.
Thanks, Andy.
Oh, she's. Andy's also licensed as a lender in Montana
Yeah.
too, so she can help with that as well.
Yeah, she's a licensed lender in Montana.
Wow.
Yeah. What else? Wants, needs, fill the bucket.
Anyone with clients that needs in Santa Monica area, very local area, airline, pretty nice area, Junction. It's 2350% reduction on.
What is it, a 1-bedroom?
It's a 1-bedroom, 1 bath, the bathroom is inside the bedroom, so sometimes that's. Go on, but it's just how it's set up. It is very clean, neighborhood, residents there are all super quiet.
Was it a Ocean Park? Is that, I don't know why I call that, you know?
No, it's just, if you just down by North Santa Monica,
Ocean.
and there's there's 7 units, it's a 7-unit older apartment building. It's near Wilshire, right? Yeah, very shopping and restaurants.
Excellent, excellent.
There's one parking space comes with the unit, the street is not permanent.
Anybody else wants, needs, fill the bucket? I will fill the bucket. I'm going to fill the bucket for Paula for our wonderful award ceremony. She did a great job, and of course, Brian. It takes a lot of energy. It's, you know, she was sweating a little bit. She was, you know, stretched her abilities, and we're very, very grateful for that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Anyone else? All right. I've got my, when you sign off this, if you have it